What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Cyrus Obsidian here at Obsidian Games, here to bring you a combo tutorial slash guide. So let us swing right on in. So you guys have been asking for it, and I know it's taken us a bit to get to it, but here we are with an updated version of K9 Solfachord alongside of a combo guide with it. So here is the updated deck list that we decided to run it with. For this, we took a lot of like the hand traps that were in it, took them out, so that way we could put more consistency pieces like 1-for-1, another copy of QTIA, which in testing just really comes up. We decided to keep in Crossout and Called By just so that way we can hit Fulos, hit the Ash Blossom, since those are the two cards that really hurt this deck a lot. Playing through Nib, we can establish a negate before that happens, but playing through Ash and Fulos are a little bit trickier. So that hence why we are playing Call By and Crossout both at 1, and since they're also only at 1, Ash is a must-have for this deck, so we can also stop Fulos. Really, we're having 5 ways to stop Multi-Army Fulos from resolving and hindering from us from establishing board. The K9 engine stays true as it is. Now, if you cannot afford the 3 copies of Azuna, go ahead and drop them. And alongside the Lupus, up a copy of Lantern to 2, sorry. So that way you're playing 3 Joko to a Lantern, keep Chaotic Elements at 2, and up case of K9 to 2, and then you can fill the rest of it with whatever hand traps or board breakers you might like. We were originally playing triple Tractus Thrust alongside Talent in the main. We decided to pull those out, and they are going to be in the side, or at least until we can figure out a side deck. As you can see, there is no side. As for the extra deck, we did make some changes. We decided to up Ripper back to 2, because Ripper at 2 just seemed a little bit better for us, alongside of putting in K9 Werewolf, taking out the Typhon, which I know is going to be a little bit trickier for those weird boards that you want to break. And I know Typhon did save us 1 match. So getting rid of it was a hard decision, but a decision that we made nonetheless. And we also took out the Arc Rebellion Xyz Dragon. As much as I really love that, that only came up once. Access code would have been a better choice, but nonetheless, we made it anyways. We keep access code and we go forward with that. So those are the changes that we made, as you can see in the deck list. Moving on past the deck list, let us show you the combo guide to show you what combos you need to know for this, alongside some test hands with a starting 5, and we'll go from there. All right, so the first and very most important combo to know for this is Solfachord Happiness. So this has 3 different effects. The first one is going to be a discard, add 2, and then special summon Solfas +1 up to the number of monsters your opponent controls. The second effect is gaining an additional Pendulum Summon of Solfachord monsters. The third effect will be special summoning 2 Solfachord Pendulum cards from your Pendulum Zones. You really do not use that third one. You can though, so don't forget it. It is there. And you can use each effect of Solfachord Happiness once per turn. So essentially, if you are able to activate this card 3 times, you can gain all 3 effects, which is really cool. But to start off, we're going to start off with the combo that this card is very good for. So we're going to open up with Solfachord Happiness and just a random discard. So we'll go ahead and use it to activate, adding to our hand a Solfegia and a Primoa. And then we'll go ahead and special summon the Primoa, keeping the Solfegia in hand. Primoa will then activate to add us a Solfachord card. Now, we have options where you can add another copy of Happiness, or you can go ahead and add yourself a copy of QTIA. QTIA will act as our normal summon if all else fails. So we're going to go ahead and normal summon the QTIA. QTIA's effect will trigger off to add us a Solfachord Pendulum monster. And here we're going to go ahead and add ourselves Coolia. And this is, again, if you go uninterrupted. If the QTIA does get negated, you can go ahead and special out the Solfegia, or you can leave the 2 on board and make the next monster, which we'll make. Here, we're going to go ahead and link these 2 off into Beyond the Pendulum. We will then go ahead, activate Beyond, paying R12 to go ahead and add ourselves another copy of Primoa. And here, we'll go ahead and scale, Pen Summon, 1, 2, and 3. We will not trigger off Promo's effect here, but you will want to remember that it does have an effect in the scale, which reads when you pendulum summon, you can target one Solfachord card in your pendulum zone and return it to the hand. So now that we've pen summoned, we're going to go ahead and link these two off to make Grand Solfachord Kulia, which will then trigger off Primoa. And since it is under Grand Solfachord Kulia, your opponent cannot negate this effect. Its effect reads when you link summon into a Grand Solfa monster, you can add a Solfachord card from your graveyard or from your extra deck to your hand, in which case we're going to add the happiness back to our hand. So here we've established our Omni negate. If they choose to Nibiru us here, we have an Omni and we'll be able to stop it. Will it hurt in our combo process? Just a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. So from here, we'll go ahead and link these two off and make ourselves an IP Masquerena. We'll go ahead, activate the Solfachord Happiness to gain an additional pen summon, which will go ahead and pen summon the Kulia to our board. Here we'll then trigger off Primoa to bounce itself back to our hand, leaving us on a board of a Solfachord Kulia, which, since we do have an odd scale, we'll be able to target 2 cards on the field to negate. We have an Omni negate in Kulia, which will special summon the Solfegia in our scale, since it is an odd scale, and then we can send an even scaled Solfachord to our extra deck. And then lastly, we have IP Masquerena to link into SP Little Knight or exceed the pendulum, and then we have follow up with Primoa. And this is off of a 1.5 card combo, which is happiness and then 1 random discard. So now let's reset the board and show you what the K9 engine will look like. So the K9 engine, we're going to go ahead and open up with a Jokul and Gracia, since these are the 2 that you'll want to see. First, we'll go ahead, activate Jokul, revealing the Gracia to special both. Gracia will then trigger on summon to add ourselves a Solfachord spell, which will be happiness. Here we'll go ahead and activate Jokul to add us a K9 card. So here, if we had more cards in hand rather than just these 2, we wouldn't be adding the Lupus, but for this case, we will add the Lupus, so that way it is our discard. To ensure ourselves, we'll go ahead and overlay these 2. Make Ripper. Go ahead and activate Ripper, discarding or detaching the Jokul. To go ahead and add ourselves here if we can find it, the case for K9. Then activate case for K9 and we'll get Lantern to our hand. Now here we'll go Solfachord Happiness, discard the Lupus, and we're going to pretty much watch, rinse, and repeat the same combo that we did, adding the Solfegia and the Primoa, special summoning the Primoa, which will then trigger off Primoa effect to grab ourselves the Cutia. Normal summoning the Cutia. Cutia will then trigger to add ourselves here the Kulia, and then we'll go ahead and link, make Beyond. Beyond will go ahead and add us our last copy of Primoa, or our second copy of Primoa. We'll go ahead and scale and scale. Pen summon again for these 2. Link, and like I said, it is wash, rinse, repeat. Make Kulia, trigger off the Primoa to give ourselves back the happiness. We'll go ahead and we were supposed to special the Kulia as well from our hand. Link these 2, make the IP, use happiness to gain additional pen summon, pen back the Kulia. Now we'll go ahead and use Lantern, targeting the Lupus, special both back. Use Lantern to grab yourself the quick play spell in X-Force Release. Overlay these 2. And now you can either make Valen here, or my personal is going into Nashknight, setting the quick play and ending your turn. And this is off of the Gracia and the Jokul. Honestly, probably the best combo you can do for the deck. Also, don't forget to bounce Promoa back when you pen summon. So that way you can gain follow-up if need be. So again, you're ending on the Omni, 2-card negate. I would love to be able to use this scale effect, but a lot of these combos don't end on you getting the second copy of this. So that's why we have other combo lines like test hands we can show you. You're ending with Case of K9. You're able to get the quick play, IP into SP, Nash Knight to be able to yoink, K9 Ripper to negate. Then you again have the X-Force released to either go into K966 Jax, which I know a lot of people aren't a huge fan of, or you've got the Werewolf. Right as soon as the new Ripper comes out, that will definitely take place of the Jax. But those are the two main combos for this deck that really just push it over the top. Because of the K9 engine in this deck, it just makes a lot of utility happen, which the deck needed. Now, as a standalone, the Solfachords are still good as a standalone. They just aren't as effective as it is with the K9. So now let's give this deck a quick shuffle and do a test hand. So test hand here, looking not too shabby. We did open up Promoa as our starter, and then Cutia, Izuna, cross out. So I mean, if they Ash, Valor, or Izuna is now live, so that's a plus. We do also have the cross out where if they do, Izuna will still be live. So we'll go ahead and normal summon the Promoa, use Promoa's effect. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves Happiness. If they do have anything on resolution, this will suck. But if they don't, we'll go ahead, activate Happiness to grab ourselves here a Kulia, a Solfegia, and then special the Cutia. Cutia will then trigger, and here we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a Promoa. Go ahead and link, make Beyond, activate Beyond. Beyond will go ahead and grab us our last copy of Solfegia. And here's, right as soon as we get to the end board, the reason why will be made known. We'll go ahead, scale Promoa, scale Solfegia, go ahead and pen 1, pen 2, pen 3, pen 4, and pen 5. We'll go ahead, chainlink 1, chainlink 2. This will go ahead and send here the Lupus. Gracia will go ahead and add ourselves the Elegance to our hand. Now that chain's resolved, we'll go ahead and link summon here. Make the Grand Solfa. Activate Promoa to add back the Solfachord Happiness. Use these two to XC summon, making Ripper. We will go ahead, activate Ripper to add ourselves here Lantern. We'll use these two to then link summon for IP. We'll go ahead, activate Happiness to gain an additional pen summon, which will go ahead pen out the Kulia. On resolution, we'll go Promoa to bounce itself back to hand. Scale the Solfegia. Go ahead, activate Lantern, targeting the Lupus, special both. We'll go Lantern Effect to grab us the Quick Play spell. Go ahead, overlay these two in for Nash Knight. Set the X-Force released, and then we'll pass turn there. So, opening and getting access to both Solfegias is really crucial. But you don't want to play 3. I know that might sound weird because you want to see consistency, but opening the 2 of the 3 copies sucks. Opening 2 of 2 is much better. Reason being, because This card alone doesn't get you combo into the deck. You can normal, special, and then link summon, but if you don't have another Solfa in your hand, you're kind of dead. So that's why we upped QTA to 2 to kind of help with that consistency issue. So that way we'd see it more often, happiness maxed out, and hoping to see the K9 engine as well. Plays a huge part into this. But off track. So Solfachord Solfeggia does have a pendulum effect. When your opponent's monster effect activated on the field resolves, if you control a Grand Solfachord monster, which we do, you can negate that effect, then destroy this card. You can only use this effect of Solfachord Solfeggia once per turn. So getting both in the scale allows the Omni negate here with Solfeggia on the field, our monster effect negate with the Solfeggia in the scale, the Coolia Omni negate to negate, and then special the other one. Coolia also being an Omni negate, the Solfachord Coolia, or a 2-card target negate as well, just is really key. So being with that in mind, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 interactions with this deck. And assuming that you don't have the cross out in hand, and rather than cross out, you had like an Ash or something or an Imperm, that's 9. So I mean, the fact that on a good turn hand, you're able to get 8 forms of interaction is really insane. And again, this Nash Knight could be the Valon to Book of Moon card. It just really depends on the matchup you are playing into. That's why I go into Nash Knight. I feel it's a little bit more safe, but that can be up to you and whenever you play this deck. So that's really all the combos that like this deck has. Honestly, seeing a lot of the options that this deck has, I hope it just drives your creative minds to the test and you come up with some cool combos for this deck. Because there are a lot of different situations where if you get ashed, you get impermed, you're kind of like trying to think on the fly. Luckily for us, cross out kind of helps with that. Opening the Azuna causes for different play lines. So if we backtrack the hand a bit, man, I'm trying to remember what we even opened in this starting hand. So yeah, if we rewind here, we normal summon the Primo. We imagine this card does not exist, right? It's an unknown card. They ash it, they Valor it, they imperm it. If they imperm it, we're kind of screwed. Ash and Valor, on the other hand, we go ahead and just go Azuna. We're not able to full combo, or are we? We go Azuna to send the Lupus to special back. We'll go ahead and make the Ripper. We make Ripper so that way they can't target it. We detach the Azuna so they cannot. Valor Imperm, we'll grab Jokul. Jokul revealing the Gracia. Gracia will then trigger. And from here, it is full combo. Like, you're not losing anymore. Then you can go Jokul, get yourself Lantern, and you're still playing. Like that's what's really cool about this version of the deck is that yes, Promoa got stopped, but now you just turned on our Azuna, and as long as Azuna resolves with Lupus and Ripper, you are golden. Assuming that doesn't resolve. So backtrack again. Assuming that this Azuna does not resolve Foolish, or you do Foolish, but they Bestial, or I mean, I guess I can't really Bestial the Lupus, can they? They DD Crow it, or they Ghost Bell it. Okay, you then just make SP pass, which is unfortunate, but that is just the sad reality of like what happens when 2 hand traps kind of eat up your combo. But assuming that this resolves, you're golden. You are not being stopped. You are playing through and still establishing your board the same manner. But that's it for this combo guide. Let me know what you guys think of this. I honestly love this version of the deck, and we are definitely thinking about taking it back, seeing how far we can push it just to push our chances with the deck, because we love Pendulum. Pendulum's in our blood. and seeing that Solfachord, a music type deck, which I'm a huge musician, it's really fun to see it back in action. But other than that, we'll pass it to you.